Investing in real assets has the potential to deliver enhanced portfolio diversification and strong returns for investors. Global asset manager abrdn is committed to investing responsibly to deliver positive outcomes that benefit its clients, society, and the wider world.
Just a short walk from Leeds city centre, I've come to Clarendon Quarter.
It has 324 apartments, a mixture of studios, mezzanines, 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments.
This former school building is at the heart of a recent development combining luxury living with affordable rents. There's an on-site gym, social spaces, even a laundrette. But the big difference here is 80% of the apartments are reserved for key workers, who all get a discount on the rent.
We have NHS workers, majority, and then we have like police, council workers, and then we have some that people probably won't think key workers like retail, hospitality, but they all provide a public service.
And even though they're paying below market rent, Clarendon Quarter is still delivering for investors.
So as an institutional landlord, we have a very long-term focus. So that means we've got the incentive to invest in a property to make sure it performs well from an environmental and social perspective. That means the residents are happy being here and they want to stay for the longer term. And then that means that we can give a good return to our investors and that we're also investing responsibly.
At abrdn, every investment decision has to satisfy 3 criteria.
Firstly, does it make the investment return? Secondly, does it meet our environmental credentials? And thirdly, are there any community, regulatory, legal or other aspects that would prevent us from making this investment? For me, this comes down to a really fundamental aspect of what we do. You'll hear me keep talking about our investors. So again, this is not my money. I'm a trustee or a fiduciary. And my investors are members of society. My investors want to ensure that the way we invest is environmentally relevant, does the right thing for society, but at the same time makes a long-term return. And this is how you can actually very clearly match the link between the investment you make and the changing nature of real estate. We've recently invested in an asset in London, Friars Bridge Court, which is it is going to be the UK's largest pathology clinic, so blood testing for the NHS. And what that will do is that will have 10 million blood tests per year, and it's going to create 450 jobs.
But as well as global real estate, abrdn's diverse alternative investments embrace logistics and infrastructure around the world. And through its global portfolio, it's helping to find solutions to global problems. For example, harnessing wind power and thermal heating, as well as already being carbon neutral as a company. As well as having a net zero carbon commitment in all new builds, the real estate team is also committed to retrofitting existing properties to make them carbon neutral as well.
We have a huge responsibility to reduce our environmental impact. So on developments like this one, we really focus on improving the energy efficiency of the building, look at putting on-site energy generation such as solar panels. Not only does that mean that it reduces operational costs for us, but it cuts energy costs for our tenants. And also things like electric vehicle charging points, helping the transition to low carbon travel, and also just the wider environmental piece of having green space, trees, etc. Especially on development like this, we think that's really important.
Whenever my friends come around, they're like, "Oh, is this where you live?" So it's quite a nice feeling when you bring your friends over because they think like, "Oh, it's lovely," but everything's made easy. So like your bills, you have to worry about it. It's just your bundle, you pay it, and then you move on. So it's adult life, but at ease.
And happy tenants means happy landlords and investors.
I think there can be a misconception around real estate that landlords are only ever interested in squeezing the most income from the asset and not thinking long term. And the difference with abrdn and the difference with institutional investment managers is we're taking investments from the likes of you and I who are saving for our pensions. And yes, we're investing for income return and capital return, but we can be very thoughtful about how we do that. That thoughtfulness allows us to take views that I think can help communities and help societies.